This race car status right here. What is going on, everyone? Derek here today, bringing you a 2008 WRX STI hatchback review. So this STI hatchback actually belongs to a good friend of mine, Aiden, and we have been planning to review this car for some time now. We just could never get around to it because he actually had to put some parts into it, and you know how that goes with race car status stuff. But today's the day. We're actually in the car, and I'm super excited because this thing is built to the gill. Subaru actually equipped these cars with a 2.5 liter flat 4 turbocharged engine. Off the lot, these Subarus are pushing 305 horsepower to the crank at 6,000 RPMs and roughly 290 foot-pounds of torque at 4,000 RPMs with a top speed of 151 miles per hour. Many of you guys that follow Subaru, you know these STIs are all-wheel drive. Now, since they're all-wheel drive, their 0 to 60 times on average is about 5.1 seconds, and that's pretty damn quick. With this turbocharged 4-cylinder, you're probably wondering what the mile per gallon is with this car. Now, on average, you get about 17 city and almost 23 highway, but Aiden over here, the owner of the car, says that's not true at all. And, you know, I gotta take his word for it because when I did the review for the Mach 1 and the Terminator Cobra, everybody else was like, yeah, those specs aren't true. So instead of talking about the stock specs of the STI, let's actually go into the specs of this STI because it's far from stock. He has a 70mm Borg-Warner EFR turbo, Crawford Performance short block with forged pistons, rods, and a crankshaft. And to tie all those things together, he has this tuned by Mach 5 Motorsports, pushing 400 horsepower and 390 foot-pounds of torque, and you feel every little bit of it. Let's hear this turbo spool up. Woo! That never gets old. I will repeat myself to the day I die with every turbo car I drive. That never gets old. Even Aiden here says it never gets old to him either, and he's had the car for a couple years now. It's just one of those sounds that are so soothing when you hear that blow-off valve and the turbo spooling. Sounds amazing. Building boost. That thing just puts your ass in the seat. Other modifications he has done to this car is the Perrin front mount intercooler, 1000cc injectors, and most importantly, 21 pounds of boost. Oh shit. Oh my god, that is so fun. Now with an STI, a necessity for the car is the exhaust. He has full race equal length headers with a Perrin exhaust, and it sounds absolutely amazing. Comparing this STI to a stock STI, the one thing that catches your eye is the stance. Now he has some Eibach lowering springs and it gives this car a great stance, and honestly, I know the STIs are meant to go off-road and that's why they come stock pretty jacked up, kind of like a monster truck, but I can't argue with anybody that throws some lowering springs or coilovers or bags or anything like that on the STIs because it's such an aggressive looking car, and when it's even lower to the ground, it makes it that much better. While driving this STI around town, there's one thing in particular that I'm having troubles with, and that's the ATC Extreme clutch with the street light flywheel. Now with this combo, it definitely grips hard when you're shifting and it really hooks, but starting off first is a pain in the ass. Oh shit, is she a baddie? Oh. No.
No! Grenade!
So for all the Subaru fans out there, you obviously know the STI has a rival. And in this case, the 2008 STI has a rival of the 2008 Evolution X. Now, just like the STI, the Evo X is also all-wheel drive, but the Evo is pushing 291 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. The Evo actually redlines at 7,000 RPMs, while the STI redlines at 6,700. When comparing the Evo and the STI, they're both wonderful cars in my opinion. I like them both, but for some reason, I'm always edging towards the STI. I'm not too sure why, but I always have, and this is definitely one of those cars I would totally buy if I had the money. But there's one thing to them. When you buy them stock, they're fast, but they're not going to be the STIs you see on YouTube that are pushing 20 pounds of boost, 21 pounds of boost like this one. It takes a good amount of money to make these things really fast. Now, it's probably the same for the Evo, and like I said, when you compare them both side by side, they both go for about the same price. But if you're willing to build a car and dump some money into it, I would absolutely buy an STI if I were you. And if you're watching this video and thinking about buying one, and like I said, if you want to dump the money into it, go ahead and buy one. You'll love it. I'm having such a blast driving this car, and I can only imagine what it's like when you drive it every day and you start racing with it and you get really comfortable with it. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please drop a like, share this with your friends, leave a comment if you want to know something else about the car. Anything like that, feel free to ask me anything, honestly, guys. But most importantly, guys, hit that subscribe button. 1,000 is right around the corner, and we have a lot of videos coming your way. But until then, y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.